Best Nintendo Direct ever? All right, 2022 has been pretty insane so far with the amount of gaming news that's come out. We've had Activision Blizzard get acquired by Microsoft, Bungie get acquired by Destiny, and then there was a Nintendo Direct yesterday. So it's shaping up to be a pretty huge year in gaming, which is really exciting. I'm going to go over the top announcements from the Direct and give some of my thoughts. Before I get into the video though, please be sure to hit the subscribe button if you like my videos, because if you don't, I'm going to be pretty upset. All right, let's get into the video. Now, the first announcement that I'm going to talk about that was pretty huge, and I know a lot of people are not thrilled about it, but it's the Mario Kart 8 DLC. I feel like I've seen pretty mixed reactions to it. On one hand, people are like, it's been almost 10 years since Mario Kart 8 came out. Can we just have Mario Kart 9 at this point? And then the other half of the people are like, 48 new courses, and I already loved Mario Kart 8. Let's go. I'd have to say I'm probably more on the side of anything is better than nothing when it comes to Mario Kart. Personally, I didn't love the way Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was released on the Switch back, in 2017 at this point. I was a little disappointed that like everything was unlocked pretty much from the get-go and there wasn't going to be any further support, and that it was pretty much just a port of all the content from the Wii U. So after 5 long years, we finally get more tracks. I will say this is pretty much solidifying that we're not going to get Mario Kart 9 for the next couple of years because the DLC is supposed to come out over a 2-year period of time. Again, it's not the end of the world. It sucks that like we're not going to get a Mario Kart game for over a decade, but I like 8 Deluxe. Also, another interesting thing about this is that if you have the Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pass, still hate that name, you get the tracks like included. So it's nice to see that maybe that is the model they're going with that subscription, because I know when it got announced and released and they came out with the Nintendo 64 games and just the Animal Crossing DLC, it was a little bit worrisome. It seemed like a very bad deal, but it's starting to seem like it'll be a slightly better deal. Maybe not a good deal still, but it seems like they're maybe going down a decent route with this. Next up, we have Earthbound, which I've never played before. So I'm really excited to actually have an easily accessible way of playing this game. I loved Undertale, and I know that Undertale was heavily inspired by Earthbound, so definitely gonna give that game a shot, and I think I'm gonna like it a lot. Maybe this will also pave the way for Mother 3 to get localized in the States, but we'll see. Mario Strikers also got announced. I've never played a Mario Strikers game at all before, so I am going to keep my eye on this one. It seems like it would be pretty good, and I know a lot of people like the GameCube version, but I will say I am a little worried. I know that a lot of the Mario sports games on the Switch so far have been met with pretty mixed reviews. A lot of them are getting like 7 out of 10s. And then they don't get supported for a long time after launch. I know Mario Tennis Aces and then Mario Golf Super Rush both kind of had similar receptions. So hopefully Mario Strikers will have a little bit more content at launch and will be supported better. Next one, Nintendo Switch Sports. Like, finally, like, how did it take them this long to come out with another game in the like Wii Sports series? Like, how? It seemed like the Switch was begging for a game like this. Like, it should have been included when the console came out 5 years ago. After watching the trailer a couple times, I feel like it actually looks pretty fun. Like the 6 different sports they have look to be like pretty good choices. So it really is just a matter of how good the motion controls feel. I feel like it's gonna probably be fine though. Also, it's got online play, which is amazing. That will be like so cool. And it's not like just with friends. Like you can search and play with like anybody. The one bummer is that golf is not there at launch. I feel like golf was one of my favorite games in the original Wii Sports, so I know they said they're releasing it in the fall. Hopefully it is good and there's a lot of different like maps. It'd be cool even if there was like the classic maps from Wii Sports alongside new ones, but we'll see. Kirby fully loaded. I mean, Kirby in the Forgotten Land seems like it's going to be a pretty solid game. Finally, they confirmed that you can play as a vending machine, so I've got my copy pre-ordered, of course. So I'm really looking forward to that one. That one seems really cool. The last like really big announcement that I want to talk about is Xenoblade 3. I just played Xenoblade 1 for the first time ever about a month and a half ago. And I actually made a video talking about it and kind of my thoughts on it. So I'll put the link to that in the description. And I really liked the story, but I didn't really like the gameplay. And I know Xenoblade 2 was a lot different, so I might give that game a shot. But I'm curious to see how Xenoblade 3 is going to play. I've definitely got my eye on it, and I'm gonna keep a close look at like how the combat works and like how the questing is going to work. And if it looks like some of the issues I had with like Xenoblade 1 are fixed in Xenoblade 3, I actually might play that game and really enjoy it. All right, and lastly, I'm just going to run through some of the other more notable announcements. Live Alive. Honestly, had never heard of this before, but I love the HD 2D style. It's also great to just get a game that's never been released in the States before. Disney Speedstorm, which was like a Disney version of Mario Kart that's free to play, actually looked kind of good. It seemed cool, and it seemed like instead of like getting power-ups, it was more like your character has a power-up that they can use, and maybe there's like a certain way, like things on the racetrack you have to collect to be able to use the ability. I don't know. I thought it seemed kind of fun though. I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's free to play, so I might give it a shot. Portal, like I've seen many people on the internet say, finally the Steam Deck killer is coming to the Switch. Chrono Cross, I know people were excited for that one before the announcement, but it seemed like people didn't like how it looked. I don't know. I've never played Chrono Trigger, or Chrono Cross, whatever. I've never played any of them before. I was really bummed that this year's Fire Emblem game is Fire Emblem Warriors. I've never played a Warriors game before though, so maybe it would actually be fun. I bought Age of Calamity, which is like Hyrule Warriors. I'm gonna give that a shot just before like Breath of the Wild 2 comes out later this year. So maybe I'll actually like the Warriors genre and I would like that game. I don't know. We'll see. I really liked Fire Emblem Three Houses, so I love the characters and would theoretically be interested, but right now I am not really that interested. No Man's Sky was also like a really big surprise for me. I really, really like that game a lot, and I'm curious to see how the Switch port holds up. I'm gonna have to look into like who's doing the port, if it's straight from Hello Games or if maybe it's like one of the companies that ports a lot of Switch games and normally does a good job. Regardless, though, it's always nice to see Switch get more support from games that are on all other platforms and are typically deemed too difficult to port to the Switch. It's just nice to see them get the support because it just bodes well for the future. Overall, I'd say I was surprisingly happy with the Direct. And the reason I say surprisingly is because they didn't even really do anything with Breath of the Wild 2 at all, which would be their biggest game of the year. I feel like the messaging was like pretty good though. They did pretty much say that it was going to be games primarily coming out in the first half of the year, starting to really look like Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be more of like a November, December game, which is fine. Really, the only thing that I would have wanted from this Direct is probably like a Wii Music reboot. That definitely would have helped, really make it the best Nintendo Direct ever. But maybe, at E3 later this year, we'll get something like that. All right. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it as always. I want to know your thoughts on the Direct. Did you think it was a good Direct? Did you think it was a bad Direct? Again, I'm pretty pumped for most of the things that were announced, and I'm more than likely going to get a lot of these games day one. So for me, I don't know if I would say it was the best ever, but it was definitely up there. All right. Thanks for watching. Peace out.